Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. So I wanted to share something with you all that I believe is very much worthy to share. But I do need to go back a few days. So on last Thursday, which was 2 days before my birthday, my husband was coming back home from work, and halfway, home, the car that he was driving just started shaking like uncontrollably. And it was really a blessing that my husband was able to make it home safe because of what the car was doing. Um, so he made it home. He told me what happened, and we're like, okay, that's weird. But the next morning, we did put the car in the shop, and long story short, we're going to end up having to get another vehicle because the car pretty much served its purpose. It is paid for, but the car that we had was an older car, but it got us around pretty good. So we already knew, okay, we're just going to count it a loss and we'll just go ahead and get another vehicle. So a couple of days later, my birthday was Saturday, and thank you guys again for all the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. I had a beautiful birthday, and it was amazing because I felt so much love, and I enjoyed spending that with my family. And yeah, it was a very beautiful day. So I'm so grateful and appreciative for God allowing me to have a beautiful birthday. So going forward, which puts us at yesterday. Yesterday was Monday. So because we're down to one vehicle, I've been taking my husband to work and picking him up from work. I don't like driving at night, but I will definitely do it. But before I made it to my husband, I had left. And you guys, every time I get in the car, I don't care where I'm going. I could be going to the grocery store. I could be going to, the post office. It doesn't matter. Before I pull off, I'm always praying for God's protection, to make sure I make it to where I'm needing to go safely and back home safely. That's just what I do every time I get in the car. So I get in the car last night, and I'm praying like, Lord, please protect me while I'm driving, keep me safe from all hurt, harm, and danger, and help me make it to my husband's job safely, right? So it had been storming early that night, and it wasn't dark yet, but it was about to get dark. So I wanted to leave out a little bit early. That way I could take advantage of what daylight we still had before I made it to my husband's job. So I'm driving. As I'm driving, I'm probably 10 minutes in, right? And I see this beautiful rainbow. And usually here lately for a while, if I see a rainbow, it's usually I see one end of it and I never see the complete rainbow. But on this particular night, I saw the whole rainbow. So it was so cool because for about 10 minutes, I was literally driving in the middle of this rainbow. So the arch is literally over me, right? So, as always, I'm listening to K-Love. Many of you know the K-Love radio station. They play nothing but gospel music. So I'm just worshiping, while I'm driving and just thanking God for his beauty. I'm just so in awe with this rainbow because it's so beautiful, and I'm literally driving in the middle of this rainbow. So all of a sudden, as I'm driving, I just smelled burnt rubber. Like, it just hit me out of nowhere, and I'm just like, where is that coming from? Why am I smelling burnt rubber? It was so random, but it was so present. Like, I could smell it, and my spirit just felt alarmed. And so I just immediately started praying again, and I was even praying in my prayer language. Like, something in my spirit discerned something. So I just went with it. So I was praying in my prayer language, and then I was just praying, like, Lord, I don't know what's going on, but Lord, please protect me, keep me safe. Do not let any hurt, harm, or danger come near me. So I'm praying that again. Let me make it to my husband's job safely. So after I finish praying, I'm driving under this rainbow for an additional 5 minutes, right? And I'm halfway to my husband's job. So I'm just playing, you know, the music is still playing. I'm singing along with it. Now, I just got off the interstate. I'm literally at this point, I'm like 3 minutes from my husband's job. Got off the interstate, and I was driving just a little bit before I had to get into the turning lane to turn left to get to where my husband's job is located. Out of the blue, now this road that I'm on, there are a couple of businesses on the right hand side, but there was one business that I literally would have to drive past to get to the turning lane to make that left turn to get to my husband. As I'm driving, and I'm not speeding, it's not pitch black, but you can see the sun is going down a little bit. Even, you know, the sun is really going down. So I'm about to lose daylight, but it's still some daylight out, and I had my headlights on. So I'm driving the speed limit, and all of a sudden this car just came out of nowhere and it's going in front of me. And I'm like, I literally had my foot all the way down to the floorboard on my brakes, and I had my arm laying on the horn, and this car is still going like it don't see me. So I'm literally like, I know I'm on the brakes hard. Like, I can feel my tires are like just burning that road, y'all. And I had to think real fast, and I hurried up and cocked my wheel to the left. And I kid you not, when that car finally stopped, I don't know if you can see my finger, but that's how close I was to this vehicle. Barely missed this vehicle from hitting me dead on. And I sat there for just a few seconds, because I'm not gonna lie, there was a part of me that wanted to get out of that car and be like, what are you doing? Like, what is going on? Like, what are you doing? But I could hear my husband like, babe, stay in the car, because you can't do stuff like that these days. You don't know what's in these people's vehicles. You don't know what their mental state is. So I was like, okay, Veronica, stay in the car, go ahead and just pull off. He didn't hit you, or she didn't hit you, and just go ahead and get to your husband's job. So I veered more over, and thank God there wasn't a car coming in the opposite direction. It just so happened that that way was clear where I could make a quick decision and cock my wheel to the left to prevent this car from literally hitting me dead on. So I maneuver from the car, and I finally make it to my husband's job. And I'm literally parked in the parking lot, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, what in the world just happened? This whole time I've been driving for about 25 minutes, nothing. Everything was smooth. Done been on the interstate and everything. And right as I'm almost 3 minutes away from my husband's job, this happens. And as I'm sitting there pondering on what just happened, it literally hit me. Oh my gosh. Here it is, early on. I'm driving under this rainbow. I'm literally driving under this rainbow. God's protection was literally surrounding me. And even when I saw the rainbow early on, I was just admiring how, because I was talking to him as I'm looking at this masterpiece that he created. And I'm like, Lord, you are so amazing. The fact that you still have kept your promise to humanity, because you know what the rainbow symbolizes. It was a promise to us that he would not flood the earth again and destroy humanity with another flood. So I'm just in awe of how even now, even up until this point, you have still kept your promise. You have still kept your word to humanity. But that rainbow was also signifying that I was under his protection. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and it hit me that I had smelled burnt rubber. So I'm thinking this was so random that I would smell burnt rubber. But it hit me while I'm sitting in the parking lot after all this happened. That was my discernment kicking in, where God was showing me. He was allowing me to not just see, but to like experience what was going to actually happen a few minutes later. So me smelling that burnt rubber early on, you guys, it was not random. God was letting me know something is about to happen down the road where you're literally going to be burning rubber, because I had to mash my brakes to the floor to prevent me from being hit by this car that just literally came out of nowhere. And as I'm still sitting in a parking lot, literally just really like trying to wrap my mind around what just happened, it also hit me that the enemy was really trying to make it where not only was we going to be down one vehicle, but he was trying to make it where we were going to be down two vehicles. And it just really goes to show how the enemy definitely sets out to come against you, to attack you however he can. But the fact that my spirit allowed me to discern what was about to happen, the fact that my spirit started praying in its prayer language because it knew what was about to happen, the fact that I was literally praying myself constantly for God's protection while I was driving, the fact that I was literally driving under a rainbow showed that God was with me, and he knew that this was going to happen down the road. And another thing I want to say, you guys, before I even left the house, I was finishing up fixing a meal, and I wanted to make sure my boys had their food. So I had finished everything up and I fixed their plates. After I fixed their plates, no lie, I felt death. Like it was a feeling of death came over me, like almost like after I finished fixing their plates, I grabbed my purse and my keys, and I'm literally about to walk out the door, and I felt this thick, it was like a presence of death that just came over me. And I started to feel almost like I wasn't going to see this home again. I wasn't going to see my children again. Like it came over me so strong, and I completely like just dismissed that. Like, no, I'm not going there. I'm not accepting that. I'm good. I'm going to be fine. And I walked out the door. I got into the car, and I just started praying like, Lord, please let no hurt, harm, or danger come near me. Let me make it back home safely. And for me to feel that, because I don't feel that, but that came on me so strong before I left. And that lets me know that that was the enemy's plan. That was his plan. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful for how God has been covering me, covering my husband, covering my children. Like there have been so many times where my husband has had situations with his car, and even the mechanics, they were looking at him like, I don't know how you were driving around like this. I'm talking about things that typically would not be possible, where he could have easily, got into an accident because of what was going on. Like the way God has been covering my household, I am so grateful. God is amazing. God is so faithful. And I can't think of the song right now, but that was the song that was playing on the radio. It was speaking about how faithful God is. And I was in awe with me listening to the lyrics of this song. And yet I was also saying, God, you are so amazing how, you have kept your word. You have kept your promise to humanity all of this time. And I was just just in worship. And for that to happen the way that it did, there's no explanation as to why this car would have did what it did, because it wasn't pitch black. You could easily see my car, and on top of that, I had my headlights on. I just had to come on here and share. You know, my husband had this car situation where he barely made it home 2 days before my birthday. And here it is, I had this situation 2 days after my birthday. I don't find that to be a coincidence. So when someone says that we're not supposed to celebrate our birthday, I don't agree with that. I feel every year that we are alive to see, you know, because there are people that I went to school with, there are people my husband went to school with that are not here. There's people in my family, his family, young people that are not here. I just found out last week somebody that I knew of that was around the same age as my husband. He's no longer here. So when I celebrate my birthday, it's not in vain. It's me literally thanking God for allowing me the opportunity to experience another year of life, allowing me to see another year where I'm able to enjoy my family, see my children continue to grow. You know what I'm saying? Be around my loved ones, my friends. I don't take it lightly, you know, when it comes to this life, because it's literally like a vapor. It comes and goes. Everything comes and goes so easily, so quickly. And the fact that God is allowing me to see another year, that's a blessing. It's a privilege. And I give all honor and all glory to God for it. So I just wanted to share this testimony because God in so many ways has continually been with this family. He's continually spared my life. There are so many stories I could share with y'all of how God has been with me through some very turbulent times. And I'm still here today, and I thank God. So I just wanted to share this with you all. And I hope in some kind of way it is a blessing to you. And also an encouragement to you, to let you know that God truly is with us. He is truly with us, you guys. He knows what the enemy's plans are. And when you belong to the Lord, He has a way of protecting you and keeping you from the enemy's hands. So I love y'all. And Lord willing, I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.